Dear corporations, my safety should be just as important as anything else when I'm working for you. Sunday night, an incident happened, and this is the short story from the long version, where a customer got very angry at us for something that we were following company policies of what to sell and what not, and how we needed to sell it, and he didn't like that, and he went from 0 to 100 very, very quickly. It got to the point that the police were called. Unfortunately, because there was another incident, another horrible accident that happened, most of the police officers had to go to that accident, so it took a lot longer for officers to arrive on the scene for us. You know what makes it even worse? My store has no cameras and no panic buttons. So, for a company that says that my life matters and our safety is important, where were you? Where were you when I did not feel safe? Where were you making sure that we could protect our other coworkers? You did nothing for me. The only thing you have prepared our store for is if we, God forbid, got robbed. But this situation that happened on Sunday, that guy was not trying to rob us. He was mad we couldn't sell him something. So tell me, how does that button save me? How does that button protect me and my coworkers? How does that button protect your customers? I don't understand. I would love for someone to enlighten me. See, the simple thing with having cameras, and I'm not saying that we need them like every single spot in the store, but I think having them by the cash registers, where a lot of, stuff like that would happen, is going to happen around that area in the front of the store. And unfortunately, we don't even have like a video of this guy, which I actually found out today has been in the store before. And a similar, not as aggressive situation as Sunday had happened, and yet none of us knew about it. And obviously that has to deal with communication in my store, which I know is a whole other problem in itself. But still, I think it would have been a better situation if we had actual proof to give to the police of showing what was going on and of how this person, when we locked the doors, ended up sneaking back in. We were closed when this was happening, mind you. Like, we were closing. So, I don't understand why a simple thing such as cameras aren't being put in the store for security purposes. Like, not every situation that's going to happen, bad situation in retail stores, are going to be that someone's coming to rob you. And I hope that never, I hope to gosh, people don't do that. Like, it's a horrible thing. And I'm not trying to give ideas about doing that. But there are other situations that can happen. And I don't feel like corporations understand that having cameras is helping protect your employees, as well as panic buttons. And some people were explaining to me that it depends on the neighborhood of where your store is located, which will depend what kind of security measures you get. Well, I hate to break it to you, but angry customers or even employees that can get to a level where you're scared, even if they touch you or not, hurt you or not in any physical way, that happens anywhere. I guess my store isn't what you would call a good neighborhood, but that incident on Sunday, it happened. And we don't have film to show the police officers, who, by the way, were pretty darn shocked when we told them that we have no security measures. I'm sorry if people think I'm overreacting, but the fact that I've talked to some of my other coworkers who said they were scared, where are you telling me that my life matters? how does this make, how are you supposed to be telling that my life is important, that my safety is an important factor, yet you didn't provide any tools for me to be protected, or my coworkers, or the customers we were helping? We don't have video of this person, and the worst part is this person was wearing another company's t-shirt that he worked for. And yet, I'm powerless in not being able to report this guy to the company, letting them know that he was misrepresenting them. Like, I'm pretty powerless in this situation, and I hate that. You know, it really sucks. And maybe some people might think I'm over dramatic about this because, you know, a lot of people think that if they don't have an actual weapon to hurt you or are hurting you, that you don't feel like there's no other reason not to, why you shouldn't be, like, you're safe. But when you're in a situation like that, where you're not sure what the person's going to do, you know, it is a scary situation. And I'm sorry for people if they think I'm overreacting, but we weren't happy after that. I think all of us were a little bit shooken up on extreme adrenaline. You know, the fact that the cops had to be called, that should tell you something. I'm just appalled that people don't realize how important security measures are, and I don't think it should matter what neighborhood you're in or how many times incidents like this happens. You know, you shouldn't prepare for just one scenario. You should prepare for any kind of scenario, and that's what security cameras are good for. You know, what if we do have to keep this guy away? At least we can provide video to officers to let them know. You know, we could show video to the other employees of who this person looks like and if they're allowed in the store or not, so we can alert the managers right away. But we can't, because we don't have video, because we're in a good neighborhood, so, you know, that stuff doesn't happen, obviously. Yet it happened on Sunday. I don't get it. I'm kind of confused too, because Code Adam, which is a very important thing for when a child is missing, I've been working at this store since it basically opened for over about a year and a half now, and we've never had to use Code Adam. Never had someone tell me that their child is missing, yet we have it in place. There are more times where someone could be stealing items from the shelves, or, you know, getting to the point, maybe not every day, but on some occasion, getting to the point of, like, screaming at us, sometimes making us feel very uncomfortable, like on Sunday. It doesn't happen every day, but still, it has happened. Yet, no security cameras. No panic buttons. Like, I just don't understand it. I'm like, I really don't. So we're prepared for a missing child, which has never happened, but we are not prepared for if we have to call the cops because something has happened. Whether it be an angry customer has escalated to the point that we don't feel safe, or not that I've seen, no one has, thank God, has tried to rob the store, but, you know, people steal products. Unfortunately, it's sad, but it's happened. And yet we don't have cameras. I don't understand it, you know. It's horrible that we live in a world where crime takes place, and it's 2015. Don't you think safety should matter? Just because I'm a part-time employee, I should feel safe going to work. And to be honest, Monday night, when I had to go into work, because when I was called in, I was nice enough to go, I did not want to be there. I was not happy. I did not feel comfortable at all, because I did not know if this man was going to come back. And I don't have a picture of him. I don't have, like, any information. None of us do. And I just don't think that's fair. I don't think that's right. I don't think that's keeping us safe. Why should I go to work and be nervous to think that a customer might get angry enough to want to hurt us? I don't know the mentality of every person out there. And I'm not trying to bash anything or anyone here, but this incident, it really shook me up on Sunday night. And I was up till like 4 or 5 o'clock because I couldn't sleep. There was just so many emotions going on. And I was just so angry that we just didn't have any safety precautions or any safety training on dealing with that. I think that's not okay. It's really wrong. And if you think that you don't want security cameras in your store, fine. But God forbid something happens and then you're going to need it. Such as the cops weren't able to get there in 2 minutes. And thank God no one was hurt. But it would have been good to show them footage of what had happened. You know, sometimes just getting yelled at to the point that when a person gets really angry, you don't know what's going to happen. Like, I don't know how everyone reacts to things, and just remember that your employees are important, and they should feel safe going to work. Just simple like that. Just like a security camera. It can do so much. I'm not saying you need them in the break rooms, but I think it's an important matter. And I hope this makes sense to everyone. And thank you for listening. And yeah, I hope you have a great day.